My name is Ms. Mills, and I am one of the theater teachers here at LAUSD. I have been a performer and educator for 23 years, and I am thrilled to bring you this third grade lesson today. So let's get started. So first we're going to do a warm-up. Now, you can stand up or you can sit in your chair, but wherever you are, just take a moment to create that space bubble around you, like we do. And just make sure you're safe and not bumping into anything, right? Don't touch anything. And show me your hands. Today, these are going to be your puppets. So make them talk to each other. Hello, how are you? Oh, I'm fine. Now, this one is going to be the parent. Your choice if it's a mom or dad, but take a minute and figure out the character voice. What kind of voice will the parent have? I think mine's going to be a mom. Hi, I'm the mom. Now this one's going to be the child, so take a minute and make your character voice for the child. I'm the kid, and I'm 8 years old. Now, the child is going to ask for a puppy. And do you think the parent wants to give the child a puppy? No. So let's be creative, have the child ask for the puppy, and think of different ways the parent can say no, and different ways that the child can keep asking. Oh, I like how I see some of you are making your child beg and plead. Can I have a puppy? No, you're not old enough to take care of a dog, and I'm too busy to take care of it myself. Please, please, I promise I'll get up early and walk it every day. Really? You'll get up early and walk it every day? I really, really will. Let's now move the story along and let's have them come to a compromise. That means that maybe neither one gets what they want, but they both get a little something. So think of how could the parent say yes without saying yes? How could the child say, okay, I'm not going to get a dog this time, but they still get something? Okay, figure that out. Mom, maybe I can't get a dog now, but can I get it in a year when I'm more responsible? Yes, let's say in a year. And for now, you can have a stuffed animal. That's not quite the same, but okay. Now, a compromise is just one way to end a story. The parent could have given in right away and said, yes, let's go to the pet store. Or the parent could have said, absolutely not, and put their foot down. But either way, at the end of a story, we should feel like the problem is solved, like there is some sort of conclusion. And that brings us to our vocabulary word for the day, which is plot. What does plot mean? Well, plot is the story map. What happens in the story? And that brings us to our content objective for today, which is to apply the elements of dramatic structure to a story to create a theater work. Or in other words, how can we use the plot to help us retell the story as actors? So in first grade, you would have known this as beginning, middle, and end. And maybe in second grade, they said, okay, what are the details in the beginning? What are the details in the middle? What are the details in the end? But now you're in third grade. So let's really talk about really what's going on in a story, beginning, middle, and end. To do this, we're going to make a story map, which allows us to plot out the structure of the story. Okay, here we have our story map. You can see the beginning and the end. And here in the middle, we have this mountain. So let's see how we climb that mountain. And of course, that to this point here is going to be the middle. Okay, so let's start with the beginning. In the beginning, we have the 5 W's. That would be who, what, where, when, and why. So who means who are the people in the story? Who are the characters? Who are the animals? Who is doing the stuff in the story? What are they doing? What's the problem that they are trying to solve? Where are they? What is the setting? When is it? Of course, that's part of this setting. Is it a long time ago? Is it present day? When is it? And why? Why are they trying to solve this problem? Why is it so important? Once we find out those things, that ends the beginning. And then we start the middle. Now the middle is climbing the mountain. And what we see at this point is the characters try to solve their problem. Characters try to solve the problem, okay? And something is blocking them, and we call those obstacles. So the obstacles are blocking their way. Obstacles block the way. And so they keep trying different ways. They climb that mountain. And at the top of the mountain, there needs to be a big change. And we call that a climax. The climax means the big change. This is the point where the hero either succeeds or fails. In our warm-up with the dog, this is the point where the child either gets the dog, yay, or they don't get the dog, boo. If they win, great. What happens after that? Are they happy? How does their life change? If they lose, how do they deal with failure? What happens? So this we call the falling action. Some sort of big change has happened to change that main character, and now how do they deal with it? And the audience should feel at this point like the story is over. They've seen a character struggle and come to terms with whatever has happened. They've had a big change, and now we've come to the end. So let's see how that structure plays out in our story. For our story today, we travel to China for Kung Fu Races with the Sun. A long time ago in the north of China, there were no regular-sized people like you or me, only giants, as big as mountains. And the biggest and the strongest of these giants was Kung Fu. Now there was a problem back then. The sun was lazy and didn't do its job properly. Sometimes it didn't rise for months, and then it was dark and nothing could grow. Other times it only rose a little bit, and then even other times it would stay in the sky for weeks, causing a drought where Kung Fu's people didn't have enough water. Finally, Kung Fu confronted the sun. "Sun, you need to be responsible. Rise and set on time." "Why should I?" said the sun. "I'm the sun. What are you going to do? Make me?" "Yes," said Kung Fu. "I will race you, and I will chase you, and I will make you be responsible." "Try it," said the sun. So Kung Fu went and got ready so that the next time he saw the sun beginning to peak above the horizon, he started to run. And of course he was a giant, so every step he took shook the entire earth. And when he got thirsty, he stopped at the Yellow River to drink, and drank it all up. And he kept running, and when he got a rock in his shoe, he shook it out, and it grew into a mountain. And he started to get closer and closer to the sun. And as he did, he got hotter and thirstier, and so he took one final drink, drinking the entire ocean. And he was right at the sun, and he looked at it, and he said, "Sun, be responsible." Now the sun looked at Kwafu, who was so exhausted, and he admired his bravery. "You have impressed me, Kwafu, and have gained my respect. I will do what you ask. Your people will be safe." And as soon as Kwafu heard that, he realized how tired he was, and he collapsed, which means he fell down to the earth. And where he landed, his body turned into mountains, and his feet turned into a forest of peach trees. And the sun kept its promise, and has risen and set every day since. It's a great story, right? And let's think of the plot now as we retell the story, first as Kwafu, then as the sun. But first Kwafu. So, if you can, stand up and make sure you have enough space, because I need you to be a giant. Show me your giant body. How can you make your body so big? And show me what your giant voice sounds like. Ha! Rah! And go right up to that sun and say, "Sun, you need to be responsible. I will race you, and I will chase you, and I will make you rise and set on time." Do it, tell the sun. Oh, I like how big and strong you look, and how your voice is so booming. Yes, you seem like a giant. So what happens next? Let's think of the plot. Next, Kwafu gets ready to race. So look at the horizon. Look for the sun to come up. And you start to race. Now, of course, be safe. Let's just do a slow motion race. And you're racing the sun. And do you remember the first thing that happens? He gets thirsty, right? And he drinks the entire Yellow River. Now, of course, it's not yellow meaning the color. That's just the name of the river. But drink. Next, he keeps running and running and running. And do you remember what happens next? The shoe. He gets a rock in his shoe. He shakes out the rock, and it becomes a mountain. So build that mountain. Good. And keep running and running and running and running. And do you remember what happens next? He gets thirsty again. And this time he drinks the entire ocean. Let's see it. And now you're tired. You've gotten to the end of your journey. Show me with your body how tired you are. But with your final bit of strength, you go right up to that sun and you say, "Sun, be responsible. Rise and set on time." And as soon as you hear that the sun will do it, you collapse. Now, don't actually fall unless you have space to fall. Let's just do it standing. And so you fall to the ground, and your body turns into a mountain, and your feet turn into a forest of peach trees. Let's see, how can we do that? Experiment with your body. If you want, you can lie down, but do it carefully. Oh, good. Isn't it interesting how, look at all these different ways you're making a mountain and peach tree feet. Oh yes, some of you are on the ground, some of you are standing, that's okay. What about kneeling? Let's try that. Get into some gymnastics here. Okay, now let's rewind and start the story again, and this time we're going to be the sun. Now I have to tell you, a lot of times I have students who love to be the sun because they just want to be lazy. So let me see your lazy sun. What do you do at home when you're being lazy? I see some iPads, some tablets, some Fortnite happening. Okay, so show me. Oh, eating chips. Yeah, show me what you do when you're lazy. I'm watching Netflix with my earplugs in. And Kwafu comes up to you. And you're like, who is that? And Kwafu says that you should be responsible. And you go away, Kwafu. Go on, tell Kwafu to go away. Go away. Who are you? I'm the sun. Go ahead, make me. Tell Kwafu, make me. Try it. Then you see Kwafu's actually racing. Psh. All right, you don't need to worry about that. You're just playing your iPad. Oh, wait, he drank the entire Yellow River. Take notice of that. He built a whole mountain. Who is this guy? He drank the whole ocean. What is he doing? Oh, now he's in my face. So everyone, you are the sun and you've got this Kwafu in your face. But you kind of respect the guy. Oh yeah, I can see you guys taking on the character of the sun. Good. That's right. You're taken aback, but you respect him as well. Tell him that. Say, Kwafu, I respect you. And tell him you'll do what he asks. You will save his people. You will rise and set on time. Tell him. And then you watch him collapse to the ground. And so to keep your promise, let me see the sun rise and set. This is like yoga. Let's see it. Rise and set. Very nice. For your journal prompt, I want you to map out the plot of Kwafu Races with the Sun. So here it is. Here's a plot map. And I want you to think of what were the 5 W's at the beginning of Kwafu. Put those on your map at the beginning. What did he do in the middle to try to get what he wants? How did he try to solve his problem? What were the obstacles blocking his way that he had to overcome? What was the moment of climax? What was the highest point in the story with the most tension that then had a big change? And then what happens in the end? Okay, map out Kwafu Races with the Sun. Make that story map mountain. It has been so much fun sharing this lesson with you. Kwafu is one of my favorite stories, and to discuss plot is such a complicated, interesting part of theater. I wish you the best of luck with the rest of your year, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the theater lessons with my colleagues. We've worked hard to put these videos together for you, and it has been such a pleasure. My name is Ms. Mills, and I look forward to seeing you again.